Episode 27, White Chalk Design, is live again, 27 weeks in a row. So tonight it is a very great pleasure to be able to introduce you guys to an amazing abstract artist, Kirsten Jackson. She is not only beautiful, she also creates the most amazing, vibrant and colourful artwork that just lifts your spirits and makes you feel happy. You just can't help but smile when you see her art. Well, hello there.
Hey Serena.
Hey Kirsten, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I can't believe I worked this out.
I know. It is a little bit of a, like, some people get a little bit nervous by it, especially going live, and then it's kind of like, what do I do? Do I just jump in? Am I on there? And you've done it, so welcome.
Oh, that's good. I tell you, I've been stressing all day.
Oh no. Well, have you got a drink?
Yes, I brought some rosé to the studio. There you go.
Very good. Well, this is the only way to look at us.
I don't drink at the studio because I can't paint very well drinking. It's funny, a lot of artists can, but I can't.
Maybe this could be a new thing. You could be like the drunken artist and just kind of create all this, I don't know, crazy alcohol-induced. No, let's not go there. Anyway. No, let's not do it. All right, so thank you, Tuesday Night Live. You are guest number 27. So I'm really, really pleased that you're here once again, that you've said yes, and I'm so excited that you are sitting in your studio so that we can take a look at where you create all these masterpieces and have a look at the work that's there, and you can kind of just chat with us about everything that you do and what inspires you and stuff like that. So thank you. I thought I'd just kind of start with, and you can start at the start, but obviously you went to RMIT and you studied visual arts, so we're going right back to the start. When you finished uni, did you go straight into that sort of career, or did you start somewhere else and then evolve into the abstract art? Can you tell us the journey?
The story is I don't think I've shared this with you before. I know we've worked together with each other a few times over the years. I actually started painting and using colour and crayons and things like that when I was 3. My dad died, and then when I was 14 my mum passed away. She had leukemia, and so I'd lost both my parents, and there was two things that helped me heal were painting, using crayons and colours and pencils, and that's when I started the artwork. And I also started running, and I'm running all the time. So
yeah, you are super fit.
Yeah, so that's actually how it started. It was a way for me to actually make myself happy. So when you say, it was a lovely introduction, by the way, that people, my work's so happy and vibrant, and I do that for me firstly, and then I've been lucky enough in the last 20 years to professionally work as an artist and sell my work and have people have that in their homes and share that with them. The RMIT thing happened a lot later in life. When the kids were little, I decided I never studied art. I just did it, and I sold my work, and I decided, maybe I'll go to uni. It would be fun to have, a degree and learn new techniques. So I went to RMIT, I applied. They had like 1,000 people apply, and I think they take like 20 or 25 every year. And I got in with my, the work that I had. I brought in and showed them in the interviews a few times. Then I never finished the degree though, because I found it really boring. To be honest with you, I couldn't cope also because I wasn't getting inspired, and the kids were really little, and I was training a lot for running, trying to qualify for a time, and then my husband's like, I never see you, and then I'm always trying to paint paintings for customers and galleries. So I just decided, I actually deferred the course after a year, and I never went back. So yeah.
Well, you've obviously got the creative talent, and it's just going back to what you said, it's interesting that you've kind of jumped straight into it, because I did, when I was researching you, obviously read about your parents and losing both parents, 3 and at 14, and I wasn't sure whether or not to kind of bring that into conversation, because my question was going to be, do you think that a lot of artists have experienced significant pain which then comes out and manifests in different ways? And you've kind of already answered it, I guess, because you said it made you feel happy to do the drawings and the vibrant colours. And then a byproduct of that is that you've obviously become a professional and successful artist in your own right. Do you think singers, actors, artists, poets, do you think all creative people have some form of pain or torture that's in there and that's expression?
I can't speak for everyone, but I know for a fact that for me that is definitely the case. And one of my other good friends is an artist. Her name's Catherine Hiller, and I know that's why she paints as well. But then I also know a lot of athletes that run and have qualified for the Olympics and Commonwealth Games over the years, and I know that they've had pain, and the way they deal with it is running. So I guess you could use any avenue. It just depends how it's going to come out. So for me, definitely. And it's you know, something that was so tragic, because actually I probably wouldn't be able to do this if that didn't happen, because I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I could. I don't know.
Well, that's the story, isn't it? You don't know, but I guess you've turned it, and as they say, you've turned the adversity in such a tragedy, and you've actually healed. Well, I'm not saying you've healed yourself, but you've found a way to be able to manage the pain, and then that creative outlet has obviously, you know, made you highly successful. So who would know? But I was an interesting kind of process, because I've always kind of grappled with that, whether or not to be successful in the creative or in anything, as you're saying, the running, to escape from something that may have happened, and that's your way of just kind of coping. So who would know? But yeah, we can't speak for everyone. So am I saying this right? Impasto?
Oh, I can't spell or pronounce words properly, so I think you could say either and it would be okay.
What does that mean? What style? I mean, that's your style, but what does it mean?
I don't even know who says that. I don't even say that. People do stories on me and they say that. And to be honest with you, I would just say that my style's abstract expressionism. It's coming from me, and it's very abstract and it's expressive. So a few people have written that. I don't actually, to be honest with you, I'm like, what is that too? I don't really know.
If anyone wants to Google it and put it in the comments,
I think I
am Pasto, because I looked it up and I thought, I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to ask you, and the artist will tell us exactly what the style and what that reference is. But viewers, Google impasto and tell us what it is. So the abstract and the vibrancy and the gloss and the acrylic and all the bits and pieces, do you find with abstract art that people, like, art is so personal, it's so discerning, you can look at a piece of art and go, amazing, start crying. Someone else can look at that same piece of art and go, don't get it. Oh, here we go. I think someone has commented, oh dear, I need my glasses. Impasto is a technique used in painting where paint is laid on an area of the surface in very thick layers, usually thick enough that the brush or painting knife strokes are visible. That's you.
I don't use a paintbrush, so that's right. I don't use a paintbrush.
Thanks, Chad. That's Chad Humphrey. So he's a local Bayside boy. So thank you, and he's very knowledgeable. So he has helped us out. Thank you, Chad.
I'm glad I know what it's called now.
There you go. Now, so when anyone ever asks you, you can go, it's my thick acrylic strokes that are kind of laid up on my canvas. So obviously art is such a personal thing. Do you ever get people kind of saying to you, oh, abstract, I could do that. It's just throwing a few little coloured squares on a canvas. You know, it's not that hard. But it obviously is.
They don't say it to my face. I think because I've got the studio, I've got a showroom in Sandringham, and it's by appointment, and so a lot of I normally not now because we're in lockdown, but I normally have about 15 appointments a week. So people come from interstate, they come from Melbourne, I've had people from overseas that have come to Australia, and they've come deliberately to Melbourne to come to my studio. And
wow.
Normally everyone that comes here is really, really nice because they know my work, and so they come in and they're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, and I can't get them to leave. Like, they actually don't want to go. And I'm like,
want to stay there.
I've got to do some painting. But I'm sure there's been some husbands that have gone, what? We're paying that for that? Like, I did have one old guy come in with his wife, and he's like, so how many paintings do you sell? And how long does it take you to do a painting? And he's like, I reckon I could do that. I'm going to go home and set up. And his wife is just laughing at him as she says, "Can you give me the credit card? We need to pay for the baby." I was like,
we're ready. Yeah, well, exactly. Well, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, and everyone would be a successful acrylic impasto artist. And they're clearly not. So I just think, I think it's just interesting that you obviously make it look easy and you make it look so beautiful, and people then kind of go, well, you know, I could probably do that, but they can't. So leave it to the professionals. So you've obviously supplied Aria Hotel in South Bank with a number of your art pieces being in those rooms, and you have clients around the world. You've been featured in numerous magazines, both here and internationally. Who, apart from Australia, and we'll kind of break it down, which country is buying the most amount of your work internationally?
It would be between the UK, London, and Germany, only because the last 10 years I've exhibited in both those countries twice a year, every year. Wow. So I normally I would do 8 international shows a year. Obviously this year we did do London at the start of this year. We just got in and COVID had just kind of hit. So London, they literally sell out straight away. Like I never have anything left over from London or Germany. And because people have been buying my work there for so long now, they a lot of their friends buy the work, or they come back, and a lot of my collectors come back and buy more than one piece. So they might have that piece for a year or 2 or a few months, and they're like, okay, I want to get another one. So we ship internationally every week, original artwork every week, and that doesn't include the prints. Like the prints go out like crazy. So
amazing. So how many pieces of original art do you take over when you're doing an exhibition in London, let's say?
So I normally exhibit 15 pieces per show. So we do 15 in London and 15 in Hamburg in Germany, but I don't actually go. I've actually never been to any of these shows. Somebody does it for me because I'm too.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like to go. I was thinking of going in the next year, but I can't. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think you should go. Imagine if you were there wandering around the exhibition as well and talking to. You're probably selling, 25 paintings a week and exporting them over to Europe if you were there. What a great reason to go.
I would love to go. Why? Because the kids were always at school, so it was just like I didn't want to leave them, and year 12 and they're all finished now, but you know what it's like when in those years you don't want to go off for a few weeks and leave them.
Well, that's true. But look, if you can't go, I'm more than happy to stand in. I could just pretend I'm you. I could put a bat, like the body shape's a bit different, but we could just pretend, and I could pretend I'm you and kind of head over there. So you've done pretty well, considering I was reading you did 2 years at the Canterbury Art Show, 2 years back to back, and did not sell one piece.
Yes, nothing.
And your husband said to you, okay, darling, I think you might want to, is this really going to work out for you? This is probably not something that you need to be doing. And now you're selling out shows around the world and supplying hotels, and you're in magazines. So the Canterbury Art Show may have kind of missed a really good opportunity to have such a significant artist in their midst.
Oh, so that's okay. Actually, Serena, I did go. I kept doing that show though, and I didn't do it this year or last year. I haven't done it, but I did do it I did it in 2015, and I was the feature artist, and I had put in 21 paintings, and we sold 20. So it actually paid off in the end. But that's a good story though, because it shows people that are wanting to do something. It didn't happen overnight. It was actually you're putting yourself out there, and it's quite. You go back and you're like, oh, nothing sold, and you feel so sad, and you're like, oh, and you're actually you shot, people can see and you can feel it. But there was something in me that just said, no, they're gonna, and the paintings got better too. I think more the first time you would have did a home, you would have gone, oh, you loved it, and you'd probably look back now and go, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? And I'm like that with my first original paintings,
But that's just about growth, and that's about learning who you are as a designer or an artist. And I think my first kitchen consultation, I went to Wood Wizards, if they're ever watching, and went to their showroom and just took a few little chips of laminate, put it in a box, went to my client, and I was like, here you go. I mean, I look back now, that was 22 years ago, thinking, how the hell did I continue? But it was just, perseverance. And I speak about this a lot with guests each week because mainly we are entrepreneurs, is the fear of failure. Like, we can't have a fear of failure, because if you have that, you would have been rejected at the Canterbury Art Show for the first time. You would have gone home and said, I can't do this, I'm failing. And you would have stopped, and we wouldn't be privy to all this beautiful art. So I think you've got to have that, that determination to kind of be dogged and kind of keep going. So I think that's important. Do you think that that's a part of the
if you're
drive?
If you're not failing, you're not going to achieve anything. Like, as an athlete, I would always be racing, and you're putting yourself out there in every race, because some races would work and others you just run terrible. And that's part of trying to get out of that comfort zone, and miracles occur occasionally, and it works.
Yeah,
sometimes
absolutely.
It doesn't.
So would you have any sort of advice if anyone's watching who loves art, but they're a little bit frightened to kind of jump into it and express themselves? They're worried what people will think about them. They're worried about how it's going to be received. Like, what would you say to someone that's watching now that's 20 years ago? It doesn't matter if they're 15 or 45. They're wanting to start something.
Oh, okay. This is really good. I've got a new program on my website that I created for artists. This is for artists. So if you're wanting to become an artist and sell your artwork, you can now do my course online, because I was getting probably 20 emails a week from artists all over the world saying, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to create this. So I was doing it in my studio. We would have 2 a year. We'd sell out, or artists would come from all over Australia, and we'd run this workshop. So I thought, I need to put this onto a course online so people don't have to travel here, and people can do it from overseas. And so it's now available to artists. And oh my God, if I had have had that 20 years ago when I first started trying to sell, it just would have made my life.
Helped.
It would have
well,
helped.
We've just had a comment from Josie A. Great course. I finished it the other day. So obviously
thanks, Sophie.
And then also Marnie, I can't read it, Marnie Corneluca, artist. Sorry if I'm getting your names wrong, guys. I am blind. Agree, great course. Finished it this afternoon. Super helpful. So it's an online course, is it? So
yeah, it's all pre-recorded. So it took me probably months to put together. I had to get a proper videographer in, and then I had to get another videographer in because I wasn't happy with the first one, and then I had to get a girl from Melbourne Uni to help me put the course content together. I knew all the content, but then I had to, that's what she does at Melbourne Uni. So yeah, it was just like, and then my website guy, these things they took months, and yeah. But now
the idea is there, and then the execution is what takes, because you're relying on everybody else to kind of get you up and going. So I've just had another question. Larissa Snow, is the link in your bio, Kirsten, for the course? Yes, it is. Yep. So it's in the bio. It's also on her website, and there's a link that it's what's it called? It's called
Steps to Success.
Steps to Success. Yeah. And is it just for artists? So it's almost like you're coaching, but are you also doing like coaching for small business owners as well, or is it really just directed at artists?
It's very direct. I mean, anyone could do it and gain knowledge from it, definitely, because it's about running business. It's about the business side of being an artist. So it is very specific to artists. So it also is about marketing and using Facebook and Instagram. So many artists don't even know how to put proper content up, or how to actually, do ads around the back end of Facebook. And so powerful. There's just so many tools out there.
What do you do all of your own marketing? Do you do all your own content? Are you running the whole business yourself, as in your marketing, you're doing the artwork, you're running the books, you're running the media? Do you have people doing things for you, or are you single-handedly doing it all yourself?
I've got a team that I send stuff on. I've got someone who does on my website. I've got somebody who does my ads, but I'm very, very involved in what I want the ads to do. Like, I'll say, anyone who's been on my website, or at the moment there's abandoned carts on the website. So a lot of people have just left lots of artwork in their carts. And I'm like, so send them a little reminder or whatever. So, and then I have people coming in to do photo shoots and videos for content. So I kind of direct everything, and then I get people who specialize in that field to then do it for me.
Right.
But then I do need to get somebody to help me. If there's anyone out there who can do photos, videos, knows how to do social media advertising, and can do some admin, please contact me. I need somebody.
Well, we do, and I'm just wondering because Happy and Glowing is usually watching each week. I don't know why she's not on tonight, but she was actually quite keen. She was one of the followers that messaged me, and when she found out you were coming on, she actually went and had a look and then messaged me and said, I'm really interested. She's not an artist, but she is a small business owner and she does do socials. So I will put you guys together if she doesn't jump onto tonight's live. So I think that's really good. And you know what it is? It's also about adapting to, oh, there she is. Oh, she's there. She was hovering. I can do it all, but not photography.
Oh, we can have a chat. We'll have a chat.
That's fine. We can figure that out.
Fine. Yeah.
But yeah, just say yes, Happy and Glowing. Just say yes. That's the motto in this world. Say yes and figure it out later. It's all good. Okay. So I just want to I'll just jump in now and obviously just let everyone know, because we'll do a little tour through the gallery. But if you're watching and you are interested in purchasing any of Kirsten's prints, we are very lucky that we are getting a special discount, and it's White Chalk 15. So you'll get a 15% discount when you click it at the cart. You'll put that in. If you get confused, message me or message Kirsten to find out. But you will get a discount, and that's available until Sunday night at midnight. So
yep, that's right. Yep.
The rest of the week and the weekend, show your husband, show your kids, choose some pieces and take advantage of Kirsten's generosity in offering us a discount. So thank you. Okay, so do you want to go into, I've got some other questions and stuff to ask you, but do you want to ask the question? Do you want to, I'm tongue-tied. Shall I ask some more questions, or do you want to show the gallery? What would you like to do?
Well, I can give you a quick tour, and you can have a little look around.
Let's do that.
And then, so I'm just going to move the phone so you can see where I'm sitting from here. Can you see?
Yeah.
See this? So, this is the showroom. I might actually just go out the front of the showroom and show the windows.
Yes, do. Go and have a look.
And then I'll go out to the back where I work, because I work out the back of the showroom. So I'm going to go here. So this is the front of the shop. So you can see the
pieces in there.
Yeah.
So you're on Bluff Road?
Yeah, so I'm next to Sarge Architects, opposite the hospital.
Opposite the hospital in Sandringham. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so really nice little shops. Actually, there's a little Italian cafe, which is next door, which is lovely. So you can see, so that's when people come in, they have a look around here at all the artworks, and then what happens is they come down here, and they this is actually really neat, by the way. I actually cleaned it up for you today. It's normally worse.
The neat artist. Yeah, is that even a thing?
No, there are, believe me. So this is one they can see on the easel. Oh, that's my happy face. There's one on the easel that I'm working on at the moment.
So can you go right onto that and just hold the phone still just for a second onto either one of them, just so that people can just really get a sense. And
can you see
the colours, look, you can see it through the phone, but in real life, guys, seriously, the colours that Kirsten puts together are bright. This impasto technique that she uses, which is that thick, chunky kind of acrylic, and they're just beautiful, and they've got a gloss to them, and they really are quite beautiful. I remember getting pieces.
Some little babies I finished here, Serena. See the little ones? Can you see the little ones I did today? I finished them.
Oh wow, they're so cute.
Yeah, so they're little small originals, and there's a commission piece. I don't know if you can see it. It's got to go.
Yeah.
And there's another one up there.
Yeah, perfect. So I know when we first met, so I had a furniture and homeware store on Bluff Road, and I was 20 years ago, so 15 years ago or 20 years ago, and you were doing such beautiful little pieces, and at that point you were able to go into people's homes, and we would try to commission artwork based on their environment, based on their decor. How many of those are commissioned versus people just coming in and getting originals? Like, what's the percentage of people actually having their very own coloured artwork?
50% of my work is commissions.
Right,
It's huge.
okay.
Like, because even if they come in and say, for instance, they see something here they love, it may not be the right size for their space. So I actually help people a lot with that, because so many times they get the size so wrong.
Yeah,
like
right.
in and they're going to put something above a sofa and they pick something that's like 100 centimeters, and I'm like, but your sofa's 3 meters, like it's going to get lost and look ridiculous.
It's going to look like a stamp.
And then I'm like, well, you know, I don't know what your budget is, but maybe just wait. Or if your budget's this, then get the bigger one. And it is the showpiece normally of the living room, the artwork.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You've got that focal point that draws you in, and then everything else around it is supposed to complement that kind of, you know, effect. So have you ever done, you don't need to answer this, but do answer it. Have you ever done a piece of art where someone's kind of pushed you to do colours that you just know are not right, or pushed you to do a size that you're not right? Okay, good. You haven't sold out.
No, I'm very selective. So with commissions, the process is really, really simple. The collector picks 1 or 2, no more than 2 pieces of mine that they love, that I have sold, or that, you know, that they want me to base their work on. So it's always my colour, always my colours. I've had people send me pictures of other artists' work and saying, can you copy this? I'm like, what? I get really like, you've got to be joking. You need to go, like, it's insulting. But anyway, that's another story. I won't get into that. But with my work, so it's really simple. They just pick 1 or 2 of their favourite pieces of mine, and I work off those colours and compositions, and they're never exactly the same, but they're very similar, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've been doing commissions for 20 years, and I honestly have done well over 1,000 commissions, and I've only ever had 4 problems. So I think they were all crazy. So now I'm really good at working out if somebody's crazy. Like, you've got to
it's all about the experience and understanding the client, and sometimes just saying no because you know it's just not going to work. So Chad Humphrey asked Serena to get dimension sizing right. Well, yeah, I do, Chad. So thanks for that. I'm very good. I actually am a visual measurer. So weirdly enough, I don't even use a measuring tape a lot of the time. And you're probably the same.
I know.
Well, you can kind of walk in and you go, right, that's 2 by 3 and that's like 2,600 by 20. Okay, and then you measure it and you go, oh my God, did it again. Like, how weird. So
exactly.
It's a talent, which, you know, can kind of work, I guess. So has anyone copied your artwork and tried to...
No, we can't have this conversation live because I'll just everyone will think I'm being a bitch. I've had way too many artists and local artists. I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to get into trouble, but I just block them, and I used to get really upset about it because I think, well, hold on, the only reason I can do this is because all the pain that I had, and now you're trying to copy it. But the thing is, the copies are they're not the same. Like, they don't have the same feeling, because I honestly think art is how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel something, then it's a really good piece of work. If you're not feeling anything, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's not going to be the same. Does that kind of make sense?
No, of course. It's like what they say about cooking. You know, you've got to have the passion has to come through in the flavors, and your passion has to come through in your colors and the brush strokes and what you're thinking. So I agree. I mean, look, it's flattering, as they say. I mean, every high designer or every, you know,
it happens to everyone.
Fashion designer, everyone's getting, you know, copied, but you know, it's bound to happen. If you're successful, then you will be imitated. So take it as a good thing. But yeah, it's still super annoying. I mean, you kind of half expect to see a few rollouts in Bali, but you certainly don't expect to see someone down the road doing the same stuff. So that's like a no-no, everybody. So no. So what's a must-have piece of art for you? So taking your art out of it, is there somebody that you yearn or a piece that you just long to have in your own home that's not your home?
I love it. I've got quite a few artists' work already in my house. I've done quite a few swaps with artists. Yeah, so I'm actually doing a swap with Jai at the moment. You know Jai from Byron Bay.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a painting for him, and he's doing a painting for me. But we still haven't worked out what we both want because we're so busy. So we look after all our customers, and then so I love his girls. I love his work, and I also love Kendo. I've got a Kendo print. I don't have an original because they're like 50 grand. I'm not quite up to that yet.
That's kind of an old school kind of vibe as well, isn't it? The Kendo and
I love his
obviously
colours.
The bold, the colours. Yeah. Oh, that's good. And it's good if you can kind of bounce off another artist. But then do you find it really tricky to kind of know what you want? Like, as you said, you're sort of going around in circles. You can walk into a client's house or meet with someone who's come to see you, and you can pretty well establish what they want and execute it. And then if it's for you, you might be like, oh, I like that, but I like that, I like that. How do I, do you find it difficult to narrow it down?
I think I'm like my collectors. I follow an artist for a while, and then I'm like, I really like that work. And then the more I see it, I'm like, right, I'm going to get one of those. And then I'm probably fortunate enough that all the artists' work that I've loved, I've reached out to them and said, look, I know my work may not be for you, but if you're ever keen to do a swap, I'll do one. Otherwise, I'll just buy one. And everyone's gone, yeah, let's do a swap.
Oh, wow.
So
how good.
I've been really, really, so I've got a pretty good collection of artwork in my home. Mind you, nothing's really hanging at the moment. It's a bit of a nightmare, but so
I've got some nice pieces.
Lucky. Yeah.
Oh, well done. So I've just had a comment from Larissa Snow. I'm learning to feel, in inverted commas, my art more than thinking too much, and it's so much more satisfying. Is that a good tip?
Definitely. If you think you'll wreck the painting, I don't think at all when I'm working it. If I start thinking about it, I'm just going to wreck it. So I think most artists work pretty intuitively, actually.
Do you almost find that you're in a meditative state when you're painting? Like it just calm and you just kind of zero thoughts going through your head?
Yeah, like when I walk in here, Serena, my breathing changes. I actually, I go from, I think I'm breathing up here high, rushing around, you know what it's like, getting dinner for the kids, organising the dog, the house, everything. And then I walk in here and I'm like, and it's actually, I come here every day and I paint nearly every day because I can get away from everything, and I actually really love it,
A de-stressor. That's good. I mean, everyone needs to find something to be able to breathe, and, we're all working mums, we're all trying to run our lives. I've actually had it's funny, I've had a couple of male followers who have messaged me and said, what do you get a lot of women on these lives and you're all about the female rights, boosting each other and da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, we've had men as well on my lives, and that's fine. But I said, I think women understand women, that we're not going into a board, we all know this. A man goes into a boardroom, runs a company, comes home, and 90% of the time his dinner's done, the kids are in the bath, school's work's done, lunches are made for tomorrow. The woman can be coming out of her boardroom, but she still comes home and does all that stuff. So we still have a disproportionate amount of equalness within the home. So I'm not bashing men and saying women are fantastic, but I'm saying for us to be able to rise up, raise our kids, run businesses, be successful, we're going to encounter a level of stress that may be higher than men because we're always thinking. And thank freaking God that you've got somewhere that you can go to let it out and breathe, because we'd go mental if we didn't have an outlet.
I better just say this in case my husband's listening. I don't know if he's, I doubt very much. I think he's cooking dinner, but just in case he's listening, he does do all the washing, he cooks all the dinner, and he actually does all his ironing because he says I can't iron.
Perfect. Well, then he's well trained. And did you fake not being able to iron right back at the start of the marriage?
Actually,
so that you
he only ever asked me to iron for him once, and it never happened again. And and I'm really bad at cleaning, so we have cleaners normally, but we can't.
Well, you're creative. You're creative. You can't do. I always blame it on creativity. I'm creative. I can't do this. Okay, so we've had a question from Chad. If you're going to fill a new home or a new place with art, in addition to the pieces that they have purchased from you, who would you recommend as other artists to look at?
That complement my work.
Well, yeah, you've got a place and you're filling it with art in addition to the pieces that they have purchased from you. So if you've got a home, you've got pieces that are from you, who would you suggest complements the pieces that you already have?
So
Gold to somebody.
I can recommend my friend Catherine Hiller. I've got one of her pieces in my house, and her work's abstract, and a lot of people that have my paintings in my house have her paintings. It's really funny. She'll do a delivery and she's like, oh my God, one of your paintings is in that house again. And then she's delivering one of hers. So
that's cute.
Yeah, and obviously I love Jai's work, but his work's probably, I think his originals are about $10,000, so they're a little bit more pricey than what mine are. And but you could get one of his prints, or you could get a smaller original. There's another artist who I love called Bruno Motto, who is in Sydney. His work's really gorgeous and it goes really well with my work. So yeah, you can just send me a private message and I can send through a list of artists that I love, because you might like one but not all of them, I don't know.
And that's the thing, that's what we went back to at the start. It's so subjective to the interpretation of the person that's looking at it. Like, I would put next to one of your vibrant colours, which I know is going to probably sound terrible, but if you had yours above a sofa in a hallway walking towards that, I would put very sexy black and white photos, which lead you into the pop of colour, so that yours becomes the powerful image that you want to see, and then the black and whites are the perimeter, which just kind of leads you to the colour. So for me personally, I'd pair yours with black and white sexy women or something. I don't know, which seems... you could
definitely do. Honestly, I honestly think, and it's also not about matching. When people go, oh, it's got to match, I'm like, no, it's artwork. Just get what you love. Like, it doesn't have to match the other painting, honestly.
I agree. I think you can just, you can have whatever you want. So, Chad, I hope that helped. But yeah, put anything in that you love. Don't be dictated to by what you think is fashionable, or, buy what resonates and actually what makes you feel good. So I think that's it. So how would you describe your interior style? Like, are you a modern? Are you a Hamptons? Are you a provincial?
I know exactly what it is. I was working it out the other day. It's elegant boho luxe.
Right. So
is such a thing? I made it up, I think.
I think, do you know where straight away when I hear that, I think Ray's Water Goes at Byron, which is elegant boho luxe. So
Ray's water painting from me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, this was like 7 years ago. Yeah.
That's okay. Well, that's it. So, well, there you go. That you're channeling that vibe, and that's the vibe I see you as, and then they obviously like you as well. So there you go. That's a pretty good style. Like, that means you can kind of have a really textural kind of room, throw in your colour, have lots of neutrals, have chunky curves, and that's a good blend, actually. I quite like that.
Yeah,
that's
so we've got curves happening and terrazzo in the bathrooms and all that stuff,
Nice, because you're renovating now, aren't you?
Yeah. So it's finishing at Christmas time. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Thank God. Has it been delayed dramatically with COVID? Like, have you had...
No, not at all. Our builder's amazing. So actually, he's a local builder. You probably work with him, Serena.
Who?
Calibre Constructions, Brad.
Yeah, I've heard of. I haven't worked with him, but I know of him. So
he's really, his quality is amazing.
Oh, that's good.
Such a nice guy. He's originally from the country, so you can have a chat to him. Like, he's actually he communicates really well with me. So we've been really lucky so far. So
well, that's good, and that's key when you've got a tradesman in your house every single day. You need to be able to chat and tell them things and be very open with communication. I think that's a successful project if you've got that.
Yeah, we're not there. We're not allowed to be there. We're not living in the house.
No. Oh, well, no. But you still have to be, like, you're still got to be able to communicate if something's not right, or you want something else or whatever. So what I'm going to ask you, these are kind of like the standard kind of questions, but I've found in the last few lives it's been quite interesting to hear what people have said. But you're hosting a dinner party, dead or alive, who are maybe your top 4 guests that have to be at this dinner party?
Oh my gosh.
We can come back to it if you want to think. It's who would you love to sit down and have dinner?
I'd probably like to have my mum and dad there.
Oh,
because,
of course.
Because I didn't know them as an adult. I would love to have Paula Radcliffe. She used to have the record for the marathon, so I'm obsessed with running. So yeah, I'd probably like to have her there, and maybe Picasso.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
That would be interesting. Yeah.
That would be what a dinner! What a dinner party that would be.
Yeah.
Your two loves, your two passions, your parents to be able to just let them chat with you and talk as an adult. You're right. God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's interesting. What an interesting group. That'd be fun. And if you could travel anywhere, as soon as the COVID bans are lifted internationally, where do you think you want to go?
Well, we were meant to go to Boston this year I was meant to run the marathon in Boston, but then that got cancelled. I always wanted to go to the Greek islands, and we hadn't been, but we went last year. So that was we went to Turkey and the Greek islands, and we went and stayed at Raffles in Singapore.
Oh,
just
wow.
the ocean.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. I'd like to go to Morocco. Yeah, that's where I'd like to go. I'd like to go to, my daughter's been to Portugal, to Lisbon, and she says it's amazing. So that's on the list when we can go again.
There's so much. And what about Australia? Where do you think you're going to head off once our little Victorian lockdown is over?
So we just bought a combi van, a 1977 reconditioned combi van.
Oh my God.
It's turquoise green. And so
Perfect.
we bought that because we thought my husband's having a bit of a midlife crisis. So I thought better the combi van than a 20-year-old.
Yeah, the combi van. Yeah, combi van, 20-year-old girlfriend. I think the combi van's probably going to be more fun.
Yeah, I don't think he could cope with a 20-year-old anyway.
No, exactly. I'm just making you old.
So yeah, so we're going to go. My daughter's in Adelaide, so we're going to go see her when we can, and we always go to Byron Bay every Christmas anyway, or Bali, one of those places. So maybe we'll have to fire, and I don't know. I'd like to just get in it and just go, not be planning, like just travel.
How brilliant! So when did you buy it? You bought it pre-COVID?
No, we bought it 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow!
So we were going around to this coffee place because we're renting at the moment while we're renovating, and there's a place called Rose and Clyde, and they do this little cafe open around the corner, and they have this combi van there, and I knew my husband wanted to buy one, and they're really hard to get.
Yeah.
Most of them are in Queensland, and they're not. A lot of them aren't in good condition. This one was beautiful. He's fully done it all up the last 3 years, and I said, "Oh, would you ever consider selling that?" Because it was automatic as well. Because I can't drive manual, so I want an auto, so I can take my Labrador Henry down the beach.
Yeah.
And,
Fantastic.
And it's auto, and he's like, "No way! I spent years doing this," and he must have told his wife, and so then she messages me and she goes, "Yeah, we're interested in selling the combi because she wants the money for a holiday house down at Venus Bay." So
nice.
he said, "This is what we want," and we said, "Okay." I don't think he thought we'd say okay, and so we just got it. So it's okay.
Well, we haven't had any holidays all year, so I just kind of keep thinking that the money that we're not spending traveling and stuff like that, we're all due to have a nice big holiday, or put it into something that you're going to have forever. Like that's a never-ending holiday. Like that's, I think that's a good investment.
And
that's really good.
So Serena, everything at the moment is fully tax deductible, the whole amount. Normally it's depreciating, so we can claim the whole lot.
Yeah,
and
well, that's it.
Financial advice.
No, I know, but that is true. That's that is true. If you've got your own business, then between now and December 31st, you can have 3 lots of $150,000 claims in your business if you have a $200 million turnover or less.
Yep.
I qualify.
Why? Damn it! I should be.
I'm a million short of the 200 million, but I'm in. I could go and buy myself a new car. How can I say?
Too funny.
Anyways. All right. Well, I think that have I got any other questions? Do you think as a female business owner, and we're going back again, an entrepreneur, because you're arty, do you think that people don't take you seriously enough in the business world? Do they think that you're just flighty and blonde and, like, is she just ditzy?
Yeah.
But you're not. Like, have you ever been treated in that sort of way?
Yeah, and it's normally by, I shouldn't say this, but it's normally by the husband. And it's like, well, trying to get a discount. And I don't discount my originals at all. And it's, well, what's your best price? Or just, I'm just like, no, actually, I'm running a business. Or I get people sometimes, they'll message me and they, I don't know, there's no refund policy on my website, but I don't know, they might have had a painting for a year, a print for a year, and they're like, oh, maybe can I swap it for something else now? I'd like to get a different one. And I'm like, but you've had it for a year. Like, are you joking?
Are they updating? That's like turning around and saying to me, oh, we bought a sofa from you and well, we're going to update it now. Can we swap it for another one? It's like, no, hire it if you think you're going to get sick of something.
Serena, it's probably only ever happened twice in 20 years, but I never forgot because everyone loves their work and they normally want to keep it forever. So I got quite upset by it. And then I was like, but also, why would you even ask me that? That's just really, I didn't actually, I can't remember how I responded. I tried to respond nicely. I probably didn't though.
Yeah, but that's a bit shocking. Have you found that your artworks, and once again, this could be a question that you may not want to answer or you may not know, but the increasing value. So obviously it's often once the artist has passed away that the artwork significantly, peaks and gets more and more value, I guess. Have you found, obviously your artwork from 20 years ago to now, if someone bought something 20 years ago for $1,000, like, has the value of that appreciated on a nice incline? Like, is that...
Definitely. Yeah. I wouldn't say my artwork is investment art, to be honest with you, Serena. Like, I feel like investment art needs to be spending 30,000 plus kind of thing. My work is interior art, and that's the quadrant that I would say I'm in. And definitely my work's gone up in price over the years, just because everything's gone up and it's got better as well. Yeah. But it's not something that you would buy and thinking, I'm going to make money out of this. So, I mean, that's just honest. It's not like that.
No, well, that's good. And I appreciate your honesty because I wasn't sure, and I'm not in the art. Oh, my dog's just jumped on me. I'm not in the art world, so I just wasn't sure like how it appreciates and how it goes. But I think you summed it up perfectly. Interior art, and if you love it, you buy it, and the investment is from within.
Yes, exactly.
There you go. What a beautiful way to end. So if there's anything else, if anyone else has got any other questions, or just put that reminder back out there that if you're interested in purchasing any of Kirsten's prints between now midnight Sunday, jump onto her website, pop them in the cart, and there'll be a code WhiteChalk15, so you will get a discount. So therefore, in a week's time, your artwork would have appreciated 15%. So
definitely.
It's tracking quite well. And I can only imagine during COVID that you have been flat out because people would be just sitting in their homes going, oh my God. Once again, a little bit of spare money, hopefully, not everyone, but hopefully, and looking around and thinking, I want some color, I want some vibrancy. So have you been busier during COVID than even pre, or has it been the same?
Much busier. We had 1 month where we had like an A3 promotion. So I have these little A3 prints that are $129 on the website, and we sold 1,000.
Oh wow!
It was insane, but they went everywhere. They went all over the world. I've got a fly on me. So it was just. But the worst thing was the shipping because it happened during COVID. I did this thing during this promotion during COVID, and we had stuff going overseas and everything that was going to America. They weren't shipping it unless it was priority, so it was just sitting in a warehouse because with checks. And then, as you know, Australia Post has been absolutely disaster.
Hopeless.
We'd send something from the printers, which is in Mornington, and it would say it was going to Sorrento, and it'd say it was in Adelaide. A month later, and it was like, oh my God, so everyone's messaging me, where's my artwork? And it's all custom made, so it takes 2 weeks to make them as well, so people expect to get it straight away because they're not already made, but anyway, that was fun and games. I won't be doing that again for a while.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everyone sent me photos. I got so many lovely photos, and people said that made them happy in that time. They've got their artwork up and they've got A3 prints, and Yeah, it was a really
That's
affordable
good.
option
It's
for
good.
people that can't afford big stuff, you know.
And I think it's made people really kind of sit at home and look around their homes, and whatever makes you happy you need to bring into the home. Actually, you touched on a question that I did want to ask you. What's the average time frame to do like a piece of art? Like, let's say it's a 180 by 240 or whatever your standard sizes might be. So a fairly, like a big piece or a 2 by 3. Is it weeks? Is it days? Is it an hour? Like, what's the process?
There's a waiting list.
Oh, she's still there.
It's about a 4-month wait list for commissions at the moment.
Wow. How long does it take you to paint it though?
So I do layers. So I'll work on the ground, and they start off like on the canvas. You can see on the ground, see that canvas there?
Yeah.
That's actually going to be a painting.
Wow.
I work on the ground, and I'll do layers, and then I'll do layers. I might do over 2 weeks. I do some layers, and then it goes to the framer, and he stretches it, and then it comes back and it goes on the easel, and I'll work on it again.
Oh, so wow.
The process is but I work on like 5 or 6 or 7, sometimes 10 at once. Like, so, because you've got to do a layer, then you come back to it, you know?
Right. We probably should have started with this question, because I had no idea that was the actual process of the way you did it. I thought you probably just stood there and you just kind of did it all, and wow, it's actually quite a
the way I work. No.
So you kind of need to be patient as well.
Yeah.
And do you know what it's going to look like? I mean, I know we're talking about feeling the art, but do you have any, if it's not a commission piece and it's just something that you're doing, do you have any idea how it's going to go? Like, so you just pick up a color and that just starts the process. It's like magic.
I walk on a lot of the paintings.
Oh God, really?
Yeah,
that's so good.
It's so funny. I had a girl, she bought a print once, and she messages me and she says, my boyfriend just said that there's a footprint in the print. And she said the career must have stood on it. I'm thinking, well, that wouldn't be wet for a start.
Yeah.
And then I said to her, no, that was in the original painting. That's part of the print. She went,
that's me.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Yeah, that is so cool. I like it. Just don't sit on it. Maybe just don't sit on the canvas, because you probably don't need a little butt cheek on there, but anyway, or maybe you do. Maybe that could be your new style. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for letting us see the gallery and the behind the scenes, and that's all really interesting, and it's just been really wonderful chatting with you, and I really applaud your drive and the fact that you didn't take no. You just kept going and you followed your passion, and it's become hugely successful for you, and I think it's brilliant. So well done. It's all about, I don't know, just saying yes to everything, and it's working. So
thanks so much, Serena.
Well
and
done.
Hopefully I'll see you down at Hampton Bakery soon when we're allowed to go out.
I know. How nice. I mean, we're just so stuck, aren't we, on our little roundabout of 5 kilometres, but yeah, hopefully on the 19th, but I don't reckon we're going to be let too far out, do you?
No,
not the way it's tracking. But anyway, let's not end on a flat note. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Kirsten, for saying yes. Your paintings are beautiful, they're vibrant, they're uplifting, they are perfect for COVID, because it's going to give everyone a nice little burst of colour and endorphins and happiness. So once again, if you're interested, 15% off until Sunday. So that's off the print. So that's amazing and very generous of you. So thank you. Keep creating, keep making beautiful pieces, and I look forward to seeing your success just continue to grow.
Thanks, Serena. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
Lovely to talk to you.
Stay safe. All right. Thank you. See you later. All right, so I'll just wait for Kirsten to sign out. I think, yep, she's gone. So how cool. What a woman. Tragedy to beautiful, creating artwork that everyone's loving around the world. So she's a beautiful woman, beautiful soul, and she deserves all the success that she's getting. So there you go. All right, another one down, number 27. So next week, who have we got next week? I think we're doing the cafe lighting furniture. We're going to do another styling session next week. I think Danny is going to do either a bedroom or a bookcase styling for us. And then the following week, we have Jackalope. Yay, so a couple of really exciting guests coming up in the next 2 weeks. So thank you. Enjoy your Tuesday and stay safe and healthy. And I look forward to seeing you here next week. All right, see you guys. Live guests, live content every week.